What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it has been made official, if you didn't know, former unified WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who's widely considered to still be top 10 pound for pound best fighters in the world, and Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's coming off of the first loss of his career and a devastating loss in his career, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he took on and lost to now undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning undisputed welterweight world champion, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound for pound fighter in the world, in Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has a record of 40 wins, no losses, no draws, 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. So they will rematch. Errol Spence has now officially petitioned and signed to have the rematch take place, and it looks like the rematch is going to take place December 30th. This has been confirmed by Terence Crawford himself. This has been confirmed by Brian Bomac McIntyre and members of Team Errol Spence. So with that said, Errol Spence in the fight that took place, it was the highly anticipated showdown, the most highly anticipated fight in boxing, in my opinion, in the last 10 years. On paper, it was the most competitive 50-50 fight, if there ever were one on paper, in the last 40 years, since September 16th, 1981, when we had Sugar Ray Leonard take on Thomas the Hitman Hearns for undisputed, right? And since then, we haven't had a fight on paper that was considered to be 50-50 across the board, that everybody was torn between the two as to who they thought was going to win the fight, right? On paper, Errol Spence is a natural southpaw, fundamentally sound, big and strong and aggressive. Terence Crawford has only went the distance 3 times since becoming a world champion in 2014, almost 10 years. He switches from southpaw to orthodox. So it was a match made in heaven for the fans in the sport of boxing. And in this fight, it turned out to be anything but competitive. Errol Spence got dropped in the second round. The first round was competitive. Errol Spence came out, and it looked like it wasn't so much of a fill-out round, but it was a competitive round that I edged to Errol Spence. And then he got dropped in the second round. And Terence Crawford started to establish himself and establish his dominance in the second round. Dropped Errol Spence. Third round, Errol Spence came out extremely aggressive. And then in the second half of the third round, he started to get dominated. And from that point on, he got dropped twice in the 7th round. He got stopped in the 9th round. But in between those rounds, he was just taking a beating and taking punishment. To many people thought that the fight should have been stopped in the 7th round. That's how bad it was. So it wasn't competitive. But immediately following Errol Spence, he told his team, he told his family, he told the world, I got to do this again. We got to run that back. We got to do that over, right? And then Errol Spence said he knows what it feels like. This is what it feels like to be on the other side of taking the punishment. So this is what it feels like. In his last fight, April 16th, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium, he took on in a unification bout Cuban star, former WBA welterweight world champion Yordenis Ugas, to which he broke Yordenis Ugas' ribs, nose, and orbital bone in that fight, dominated and stopped him in the 10th round. And Errol Spence got stopped in the 9th round. So he said, this is what it feels like to be on this side. He don't like it. He told his son that he was going to get his get back. We got to do that again, gang. That's what he said. So Errol Spence officially activated the rematch clause. And now Bomac, he's on record now saying that Errol Spence has officially done it. He don't have an official date, but it looks like the date is going to be December 30th. So with that said, this is huge news, obviously. Many people, feel like it's too soon for Errol Spence to come back. They feel like Errol Spence should take more time off, right? I mean, both his eyes looked like they were shut. His nose was bleeding. His lips was bleeding. Took a beating in there. You had Showtime President of Sports, Steven Espinosa. He had came out, and Steven Espinosa said that if the rematch did take place, the rematch was going to take place no earlier than late 2024, at best, early 2024, right? He didn't see the rematch happening any sooner than that. And now Errol Spence, after the fight, though, immediately told the world, he said, listen, we got to do that again. I want to activate the rematch. I wanted to, hopefully it'll be in December and at 154 junior middleweight. So that's one of the biggest changes that everybody is aware of, is that the first fight took place at 147 pounds. The rematch is set to take place at junior middleweight. So Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are both going to move up weight class now, and they're both fighting now. This fight will be at 154. It's been widely recognized that Terence Crawford hasn't been easy to make 147, but Terence Crawford is the constant profession. So what I mean by that is that Terence Crawford stays in shape so he don't have to get in shape. So Terence Crawford makes 147. It's not easy for Terence Crawford to make 147, but he makes 147. And Errol Spence, we know, has been on record for quite some time stating that, he struggles to make 154 pounds. It's not easy for Errol Spence to make 154 pounds. And Errol Spence, after the fight, said, hopefully we get the rematch December at 154. And now it's going to take place December at 154. Now, obviously, there could be some changes that's made, that we don't foresee. The date could change. Anything in boxing is subject to change. So there can be some changes made that we're not aware of. The date could get changed, the venue, depending upon the venue. But we know TGB, Tom Brown Promotions, who is the promotional company for PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman. And they have put in, a security hold for the T-Mobile Arena for December 9th, December 30th, and also for November 4th and November 11th. I'm hard pressed to see that rematch take place in November, seeing as though Errol Spence is suspended to September 28th. Okay, September 28th, Errol Spence is suspended until September 28th from all boxing activity, at least in Las Vegas, by the Las Vegas Boxing Commissions, which means he can't have no activities. So, for the fight to take place in November, I'm hard pressed to see that. I think it would be better for Errol Spence to have as much rest as possible. And for the fight to take place in December gives him much more time. And I don't believe it's going to happen December 9th, because why rush it to happen December 9th when it can happen December 30th, after Christmas, after the holidays? Errol Spence gets to enjoy his family after the holidays, and then he goes into this fight right before the New Year and in Las Vegas. So New Year's in Las Vegas is a attraction in itself. So you bring in, people that will come in and support the fight, that just come to support New Year's, right? So that's a good look. Then both fighters can enjoy the New Year, and both healthy, go out healthy, and have their wits. So I believe it'll be in December. Now, the thing is, the question that many people have is, how is Errol Spence going to, physically make changes for this fight? Well, that's yet to be seen. He will have, I believe, more energy, not having to cut 7 pounds of water and muscle. Same goes for Terence Crawford, but especially for Errol Spence. I think that his reflexes will be better because he have more energy and not cutting and not depleted. And any excuses that anybody had going into this fight will be removed, completely removed. He'll be a bigger, stronger version of himself. He'll be more healthy. I think that he'll make adjustments to any flaws that he had as far as being defensively irresponsible, all the mistakes that he made. Clean those up in the rematch, and we see, put his best foot forward to see how this fight turns out. But also, I think Terence Crawford is going to be a bigger, stronger, faster, better version of himself and have a better showing of himself, because Terence Crawford is going to be super motivated to prove to the people it wasn't a fluke. You had many people saying that it was a fluke. Errol Spence wasn't himself. Terence Crawford, it was an anomaly. It was shocking that it happened the way it happened. People had many excuses, many excuses for why the fight played out the way it played out. And Terence Crawford is going to be super motivated for that. So here we are. People asked for it, and now here we are once again. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like your shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.